Have you ever wondered what surprises people the most when they first come to the US? In this video, I will share with you the top things that shock foreigners about America. I'm an American English teacher who has taught English in South Korea, Vietnam, and currently online to over 20 different countries. My students often ask me about American culture because it's very different from their culture. And so I've learned what really shocks foreigners about America. If you want to know what these things are, keep watching. If you're new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my videos. Now let's get started. The first thing that shocks foreigners is something very simple, but it's the way Americans smile at strangers. When I was teaching in Korea, I noticed that my students were always very uncomfortable when I smiled at them when we first met. They always thought I was being fake or that there was something wrong. This is because in Korean culture, you have to earn the right to receive a smile from someone. But in American culture, it's common to smile at everyone. When I first came to the US, I remember thinking that Americans must be the happiest people in the world because they're always smiling. The second thing that shocks foreigners is all of the casual greetings and small talk that Americans do. When I first moved to the US, I couldn't understand why people would chat with me about the weather or ask me how I was when they saw me. And now it's something that I do every day without even thinking about it. It's just what people do in America. Another thing that can shock foreigners is the close proximity that Americans allow between each other. Back when I was in Korea, I always felt very uncomfortable when someone stood too close to me while talking. But now when I stand close to people while talking, it doesn't bother me at all. This is because in American culture, standing closer to someone while talking shows that you're interested in what they have to say. The next thing that can shock foreigners is the huge portion sizes that restaurants give in America. When I first came to the US, I noticed that the portions were much larger than back home. But I thought that this was only for the price that I paid. But I soon realized that this was true for all restaurants. No matter where I went, I was getting way more food than I could eat. This is why many Americans eat their meals for lunch and dinner. Something else that shocks foreigners is free refills. In many countries, if you order a drink at a restaurant, you have to pay extra to get a refill. But in America, it's very common for restaurants to offer free refills. This is why you often see American movies where the character has an empty cup and then immediately asks for a refill. Tipping is also something that shocks many foreigners because in many countries, waiters and waitresses make a fair wage and don't rely on tips. But in America, it's expected for customers to tip. And so it can be a big surprise for foreigners when they come to America and find out that they need to tip. The next thing that shocks foreigners is all of the eating on the go that happens in America. Whether it's eating breakfast in the car or having a picnic lunch on a busy street, Americans love to eat anywhere. It's also very common in America to eat food from a drive-thru. And so when foreigners see this, it can be a big surprise for them. The next thing that can shock foreigners is all of the 24-hour convenience stores that are open in America. No matter what time of day it is, there's always a convenience store open somewhere. And not only are these stores open late, but the service is also extremely fast. Another thing that shocks many foreigners is the American obsession with cars. Not only do most Americans drive long distances every day, but many of them spend a lot of money on their cars. This is why when foreigners visit America, they often notice that the parking lots are filled with nice cars. And the last thing that shocks many foreigners is that Americans often do their laundry using machines inside of their homes. In many other countries, people go to a laundromat to wash their clothes. But in America, it's more common for people to buy machines that they keep inside of their home. So these are some of the things that can shock foreigners about America. What about you? Have you ever experienced culture shock? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of my videos. And if you want to continue learning with me, click the link in the description. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in one of my next videos.